Hi guys, welcome to DIY Crafts. So today we are going to make a book page snowman using this paperback book. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove that outer cover because that is not what we're going to need. We're not even going to touch that. We're not going to use it. It's complete trash. So then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take a pencil and you're going to outline what shape your snowman wants to be, whether or not you want a hat, whether or not you want them to be super round, whether or not you want 3 circles or 4 circles or more. These are all things to consider. So go ahead and use a pencil to outline your snowman. Alright, so once you have your snowman outline, you are going to go ahead and take that razor blade or sharp pair of scissors and just do a couple layers at a time. There's no reason to rush this. And you're just going to follow along the outline that you created with the pencil. And this is basically going to be your, what your snowman is going to look like when you stand your book upright. Things to keep in mind, you do want to definitely take your time. Go really slowly. That way you're not rushing it and you're not going to hurt yourself with the razor blade because it is really sharp. You do want to make sure that your outline is on the inside of the book page. So basically your outline is near the spine. And notice what I did is I only created kind of what you would see like a half of the snowman. That way when you stand it upright, you have a rounded snowman, not like, it's basically like a mirror image, just like that. So when this looks upright, you see only half of that snowman, just like that. And then when you put it upright, you're going to see the whole thing. So you can work your way back and forth between one end and the other. This part is completely up to you. But basically, you're just going to take your time and keep carving out your pieces. And this is going to be what makes that awesome shape of your snowman. And this is probably the most time-consuming part because you have to go through pretty slowly to make sure that you are getting all of the tiny pieces out. If this is your first time doing it, you might want to just do 1 or 2 bubbles and not do the hat. And then you can get fancy and create a felt hat. Take a look online. There's plenty of cool sample pictures that you can look at. I thought it'd be really cool to have the hat incorporated into the book, but you can do whatever it is that you want. So take a look and create your own design with your pencil. Beauty of the pencil mark is you can always erase it. The beauty of the fact that you're doing it with a book is if you can't erase it, just tear that page out and try it on page 2. Alright, so let's get through this and let's see what it looks like. so once you get to the very last piece, you can go ahead and start kind of manipulating your pages, because what you're going to do is you're going to bring that spine label together, and we're just going to glue it with a hot glue gun. So those two last pages are going to come together like this, and that's going to create your whole snowman. So it's round all the way around. So you kind of need to bend the pages, bend the books a little bit. You can see I might need to do a little trimming here because some of my pages are a little uneven. So that's where you're going to take a pair of scissors and kind of even out the pages if you need to. Unless you want that kind of like 3D effect where he's rounder in more places than others. Alright, so before we glue down the center spine, this is the point where you can add some artwork. So if you have a marker or a black paint pen or even a black paintbrush, you can go ahead and paint your hat. So here I'm just going to make the hat black. You can go ahead and add some other attributes if you want to add like facial features. I'm not sure I would recommend doing it with a marker because then it's going to be a little bit too big and it might take over your whole snowman. But if you wanted to add like a nose or eyes, what you can do is you can use buttons or a piece of paper for a orange nose that you kind of just put in between the other pages. You can also get really fancy here and go ahead and grab some twigs outside and use those twigs to put the twigs between the pages and glue them there to give your snowman some arms. So there are all sorts of ways that you can decorate it after this. If you want to keep it simple, don't do anything. Just go ahead and glue that spine together and leave it as is. It looks just as cool just leaving it just like that. So super simple, just adds a little bit of color and makes it kind of different so you can see the hat versus the rest of the body. And like I said, you can leave it super simple and just leave it like that, or you can add some other embellishments. So we are going to go ahead and glue, and then we'll talk about some other embellishments that you can add. Alrighty, so once you have that all said and done and it's glued together via the spine, now you can talk about other embellishments outside of painting the edges of the page. So if you want, you can do some fancy ribbon or even a strip of paper for like the added decorative part of the hat. That's totally up to you. I'm just kind of putting it up here so you guys can see what it looks like. So it does add that nice little color to it, but it's not something that you guys have to do. It's just another option that you guys are given if that's something you're interested in. Just wanted to show you how it looks. So you would just either glue that with the glue gun or some other type of glue if you like, or even tape would work. So you can also embellish the where the head meets the body and do kind of like a scarf, like a winter scarf there. This is just a piece of embroidery thread that's been braided together that you can tie and kind of put there. And there you go. And again, like I said, you can always add buttons right where that scarf meets, and that would be your buttons, or you can add pom-poms or whatever you want to kind of add embellishments. This is your artistic flair, let it fly. Be a little crazy. But for me, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to take a piece of yarn, like your scarf is made of. Most scarves are made of some type of yarn. And I'm going to go ahead and use that as my scarf. So I'm going to go ahead and probably double it up here, like so. And one more time to make it nice and thick. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around, and that's going to serve as my scarf. And I'm just going to kind of put in the loop there, put the string in the loop, and leave it kind of hanging down like that, like nice little tassels. And that's it. That's my snowman. So I hope you like this, ladies and gents, and I will see you guys all next week for more awesome crafts. Until then.